Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing a Leo full moon reading. I'm sorry it's a little bit late. This week was very hectic. The Leo full moon is tomorrow, Thursday, January 25th, and we will be looking into what kind of energy is being brought up with this full moon, what is being released collectively, and what we should be collectively focusing on with this full moon energy. So I always like to look at the last new moon in the current full moon sign and the last full moon of the current full moon sign. So basically I like to look at the 6 month and the year cycle of the moon with whatever sign it's in. So the last new moon in Leo was August 16th, 2023, and the last full moon in Leo was February 5th, 2023. I like to look at these because I feel like with lunar cycles, there's the new moon to the full moon cycle, but there's also a larger cycle, which can be the 6 month cycle or the year cycle and sometimes longer. But I like to look at those two just to see if there have been any reoccurring themes in the past year to 6 months. So look back at August 16th, 2023 for the new moon in Leo, see what was going on then, and look back at February 5th, 2023 to see what was going on then around the last full moon in Leo, and see if any reoccurring themes are coming up for you, just to see if there's anything more personal about this moon for you. So that all said, hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Marie. I am an artist, an intuitive tarot reader, and I also am a dreaming witch. So I read tarot, I make homemade stationery products such as this Leo notebook here, and today we are going to be jumping into that Leo full moon reading. So let's get to it. So firstly, we're going to be looking at what energy is being brought up with this full moon. Then we'll go into what's being collectively released and what is the focus with this full moon. And for that, I'll be pulling my oracle cards. So I'm sorry if you hear jingling in the background and like just kitten sounds. My cat is very active and I can't stop that. So let's just hop right into it. What is the energy being brought up with this full moon? Spirit team, spirit guides. What is the collective energy being brought up with this Leo full moon? What is the collective energy being brought up with this Leo full moon? I'm sorry you can't see me shuffle. I'm like really tall and I can't get me and my cards in the frame without backing my camera like all the way to the wall. So you'll see them occasionally. What is the collective energy being brought up with this full moon? Spirit, what is the collective energy being brought up with this full moon in Leo? What is the energy being brought up for the collective with this Leo full moon? All right, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and then we have Death reversed on the bottom. So it's definitely feeling like this is a turning point that may be feeling really chaotic for some people. There is definitely a sense of resistance to moving into this new phase. And I think that makes sense with the Pluto just went back into Aquarius. This is the, I think, second to last time because it'll shift back into Capricorn later. But anyway, there are a lot of shifts happening right now, and it's feeling very chaotic for a lot of people. It's feeling very much like you're being pushed into a new phase of life that you may have been already working towards, but at this point, it's kind of just giving you like that shove. Like, you might have been working towards it, but you're not working fast enough for the universe. And that's not like you haven't been doing enough. It's just like, we're at that turning point. And even with Death in reverse, Queen of Cups reversed, and the Chariot. So I'm definitely feeling like this is like speeded up energy, and it's gonna feel more chaotic, a little more, I don't want to say unlucky in the sense that like your luck's gonna be bad, but it's not going to work out the way the way that you wanted it to, like the way that you thought your path would go. It's not gonna go that way, but you'll still be being pushed towards your goal. And the best thing you can do is to not resist it This feels like this is something that's just going to keep on pushing forward. And the more you resistant, the more it's just going to like feel rough. It's going to be harder since you're fighting against the natural flow, the natural push towards this new shift. So what else can we say about what this full moon in Leo is bringing up for the collective? Curiosity. What sparks your interest? So this might be stirring up things and asking you to get curious, asking you to see what areas is this stirring up? What is this bringing up for you? Is there a way that you can look at it with a more childlike wonder kind of view, you know, because Leo rules our inner child. It's the heart center. So even though things might be going a little rough right now and things might be a little chaotic, is there a way you can get curious about it? Is there a way you can get curious about how you can navigate these things, how you can problem solve these things in a more, just a more creative way, a different way than you were planning? So let's get one more card for what this Leo full moon is bringing up. And then we'll dive into what's being released. But so far, it's feeling like release control and kind of try to open up your ability to kind of go with the flow is what I'm feeling like this is very centered around right now. Especially with that Queen of Cups that was in reverse. It's very much like getting in tune with yourself right now, getting in tune with your intuition. Since things are kind of hazy right now, it might be a little harder to get in touch with ourselves, but start working towards it. So anything else we can say about what energy this Leo full moon is bringing up for the collective? Anything else we can say about what this Leo full moon is bringing up for the collective spirit? The Nine of Wands reversed. Yeah, so releasing control, releasing your rigid way of doing things, and kind of putting your guard down a bit. Like, it feels very much like people are going to feel like, oh, I really hate this. I really hate how things are going. I just want things to go the way that I want them to. And you're going to have to shift the way that you're doing things and shift how you're balancing things. With the Lovers reversed here, I'm feeling like this is very much release control, release your defenses, release your tight grip on how you want things to go, and find a new path in the middle of all this chaos. And try not to take it so personal. Like, it's really not personal. This is a collective energy. This is a collective theme that's going on. So you're not going to be the only one going through this. You're not going to be the only one with stuff popping up that's frustrating you, things that are redirecting your path. So try not to take it so personal. It's not a personal attack. It's just, you know, the universe trying to get you a little more prepared to adapt. I think that's the thing that's coming up, is like adaptability. With that Curiosity card. Curiosity is very good for adaptability, because whenever people are curious and creative, they're usually pretty good at handling things being thrown their way, because they're able to more creatively and problem solve their way through things. So try to let your guard down a bit. Try not to take it personal. Try, and this goes for in your interpersonal relationships too. Because, yeah, you might have bigger things happening, but this might come up in your relationships. Try to understand that everyone's kind of feeling this. And we already know that, like, full moons are a time of heightened emotions. And, you know, how they always say, like, the crazy people come out during the full moon. That kind of energy is already a thing with full moons. And it just feels like this one's going to feel a bit more dramatic and chaotic than typically. So keep that in mind whenever people are ruffling your feathers. I think there were other things like Mars and Capricorn and other planetary things going on that kind of allude to that also. Just like kind of bite your tongue for a moment and realize, like, where do you need to like speak back, like not hold back entirely, but, you know, less personal. So let's dive into what is being released collectively with this full moon. So what is being released, Spirit, collectively with this full moon in Leo? What is this full moon in Leo asking us to release as a collective? What is being released with this full moon in Leo energy? In the collective, what is being released? And we had the new moon in Capricorn to go with this, so that definitely makes sense that we would be releasing like our tight grip on control and how we structure our lives. So what is being released with this Leo full moon in the collective? What is being released? What is being released with this Leo full moon in the collective? The Tower. Yeah, release control, release, you know, trying to hold it all together when all it wants to do is fall apart, because it's just going to be harder to get the results that you want with the Seven of Pentacles reversed here. It's definitely going to be a bit of a trying time, a bit of a surrender time, a time that just like the tower got to fall. The tower got to happen. And it's not like the tower's fun, but you have the ability to work through it. Whenever the tower falls, I'm pretty sure the star comes after the tower, or Temperance. I can't remember exactly. But either way, after the tower falls, we build a new structure. Now we are working towards rebuilding our structures, working out a structure that actually will work for us, a structure that won't leave us feeling so unsatisfied, feeling like there's more that we could have gotten out of this. What else can we say about what's being released with this Leo full moon? And even with that Tower and that Seven of Pentacles, there's a sense of mindset. These may not be external events for people. These may be internal things. You may be having some mental breakthroughs, some mental clarity coming through that kind of shifts your perspective. You may have realized that you have been holding on to this negative belief, these negative views of the world, these negative views of your relationships, and or not even just negative, but I'm feeling like it's a little bit on the negative side. Kind of like a pessimistic kind of view, like always expecting the worst case scenario. And I think this full moon is like kind of bringing up that need to release that, because I'm not the kind of person that thinks we manifest just based off of these kind of thoughts, but it does make you notice more negative things when you are more focused on pessimism and stuff. You do tend to notice the areas that line up with what you're thinking. So what else can we say about what's being released with this full moon in Leo? What else can we say about what's being released with this full moon in Leo for the collective? We have the Hermit reversed. That literally, yeah, the perspective shift. You're going to be releasing your tight grip on whatever you are believing. Your tight grip on what you think, like what you assume about the world, what you assume about people. And you're really going to need to like work on the ego, I think. And I don't think ego is a bad thing. Ego is important to us. Ego keeps us alive. Ego keeps us, you know, with our identity when we have the healthy ego. But when we have like a fragile ego, you know, an unhealthy ego is when it can be wounded easier, when it can be offended easier, and whenever someone says or does that makes us shift our own beliefs about ourselves. So I think this is going to go with the perspective shifting and working on releasing that tie to the ego, working on noticing what comes up. Like that curiosity card earlier. Get curious about why you're thinking the things you're thinking. Why do you believe that things are going to go wrong? Why do you believe that that person was intentionally trying to hurt you? Maybe they are an asshole. I don't know your situation, but maybe they were just having a bad day and they took it out on you. Not that that's a pass for them, but it's not so personal. It's not about you. Get curious about your initial reactions. Get curious about your initial thoughts when things happen, and see if you can find a deeper root meaning to them. So definitely shifting perspectives, letting things happen, letting the tower crumble, letting your mindset change. You're not gonna be happy if you don't let your mindset change. You're gonna be stuck in rigid ways that just aren't going to work for you going forward. I think one more card for what's being released. And these are two major arcana so far. So these are more grandiose kind of themes. These are bigger events, bigger changes in our lives. What else can we say about what's being released? One more card, please, Spirit, for what's being released with this full moon in Leo. In the collective. What is being released? One more card, please. The Three of Pentacles. So I see this two ways. I see this as feeling like you need everybody's opinion to do what you want to do, releasing that need to get all that validation. But I also see this as releasing hyper independence. So I think this is like two groups in the collective. If you've been heavily relying on other people's opinions to help you move forward, now is the time to pull back and understand that your own opinion matters too. Your own ideas matter too. And in fact, your own opinion for yourself and what you're doing matters the most. Now, if you've been really hyper independent and you haven't been taking any kind of guidance because you feel like you need to do it all yourself and that you can't rely on anybody, then maybe you do need to kind of lean towards working together. There's always a balance to these things. And where do you fall on this spectrum? Are you trying to be in control and trying to dictate everything, or are you just being passive and listening to everybody else's opinion, not valuing your own opinion and your own insights, or not even knowing what your own opinion is? That could be another thing that comes up, is really needing to find your identity, find where you fall on this spectrum and figure out, what do you believe? What do you actually want? And that's not going to happen overnight. That's going to be something to work towards, but there is a need to release whichever side you fall on the spectrum. Release your need for validation or release your hyper independence. That's going to come down to your own personal perspectives. So is there anything else you want to add here, Spirit, about what's being released in the collective with this Leo full moon? Dark moon, pause and rest. You deserve it. So I think this goes for the people that are very hyper independent, the people that don't let anybody help them, that are always on go, go, go mode. Slow down. Slow down and let things kind of flow. Let yourself rely on other people. Understand that there are people out there that will help you. There are people that do care about you. And with the dark moon, I would also take that as part of the cycle. Like things that are happening with this Leo full moon, you may get more insight about it over the next 2 weeks as we move to the next new moon. But take a break. Take some time to nurture yourself and make sure you're not, if we're going through a tower moment, we're going to need a moment to breathe. We're going to need a moment to, recoup. So make sure you do that. All right. So now we're going to move into what we are focusing on with this new full moon in Leo. And I like to use these cosmic oracle cards. They're very straight to the point, and I just think the energy of them is always great for these kind of things. So what should the collective be focusing on with this Leo full moon, Spirit? What should the collective be focusing on with this Leo full moon energy? What areas should we be focusing on with this Leo full moon in the collective? These are really big cards. It's kind of hard to shuffle like this. What areas should we be focusing on with this Leo full moon energy in the collective? What should we be focusing on? Oh, self-worth. Yeah. So this is number 27, which comes out to a 9 if you're into numerology. But self-worth, let me pull a few more. I've been getting this worlds within worlds card at the bottom of the deck like every time that I pull from this deck lately, which I believe is very much like understanding your intuition and understanding you're connected to the universe, but we'll get into that in a second. What else is this Leo full moon asking the collective to focus on? What else is the focus for this Leo full moon in the collective? Alright, what else is being focused on with this Leo full moon in the collective? Believe, number 4. And one more, and then I'll get into those. One more for what is being focused on in the collective with this Leo full moon energy. One more. For what's being focused on with this Leo full moon energy in the collective. Did that card want to come out? All right, one more for what's being focused on with this Leo full moon energy. Patience. All right. Mirrored souls has also been coming up at the bottom a lot. So seeing parts of yourself and parts of your journey in other people. So we have self-worth, believe, and patience for what to focus on with this Leo full moon. I am going to go into the book because I never remember entirely what all of these cards say. And I think they have really nice descriptions on them. So for self-worth, sometimes the hardest part of the journey is believing you're worthy of the trip. Do you know just how worthy, amazing, and unique you are? You're incredible. If you pick this card, we'd like you to see the amazing soul that is you. You are enough. Step back from trying to justify your existence with all things that you constantly do. Stop comparing yourself to others. Please, not for 1 second, ever feel that you don't measure up to the people around you. No one is perfect, even the people that you may be comparing and measuring yourself against. Too much of your personal power is being given to others, which can also be draining your own energy supplies. One of the most fundamental questions to ask yourself is, how much do I love myself? And that's all about this Leo energy, is loving yourself, to be yourself, to stick up for yourself. Take some time out of your schedule and reflect on this question. The extent to which you love yourself dictates how successful you are in every facet of your life, mind, body, and spirit. You are worthy. It is time to stop walking in the shadow of others. Take your place on your own golden chair. Appreciate yourself and all the beauty you bring into this world. The more you come to see your own value and worth, the more others come to see these qualities within you. No matter who you are, what you feel you have accomplished in this life, you are magnificent, unique, and most importantly, you are enough. Take your place and shine. So this is associated with the base, the root, and the sacral chakra. So self-worth, big Leo energy. Leo, in its purest form, is very confident. It is very, I love myself and I love you. Leo really loves to be appreciated for who they are. And I don't mean that like that healthy ego. You know who you are. You know what you're worth. You know that you can do what you set out to do. You have that confidence. So believe is the next card, which I believe will tie into all of this. So believe in yourself. It's time to explore the new realms of spiritual awareness. For a long time, you've cautiously walked, watching others shine and soar to heights that seemed unreachable for you. If you were drawn to this card, Spirit is encouraging you to take that next step and join the birds and fly through the rainbow-filled skies. It can be a little corny, but it's cute. Take a chance. If you fail, you fail. If you make a mistake, then learn from it. Life has no guarantees. If you spend your life waiting for guarantees before taking the plunge, you might just be waiting around for a long time. Life is not meant to be lived perfectly. That is not the lesson. It's believing in yourself, following your heart, and living in your truth. Have the courage to push through the thoughts that hold you back from pursuing your passions and dreams. You have so much to share with the world, but by not believing in yourself, you deny humanity the opportunity to raise its own light with your unique expression. We are all unique, each and every one of us, representing different facets of light. Your self-expression is unique to you, so don't think for one moment that you're not as good as another. You're amazing, talented. Not diving in is only delaying your growth of your soul and the soul of others around you. For when you make the choice to give it all that you have, others will be inspired by your courage, passion, and creative expression. Release any fears of security, stability, and finances, that Capricorn energy. Trust that your needs will be met. You follow through your heart with intentions to serve humanity. The doors of abundance and prosperity will naturally open. So this is associated with the solar plexus and the heart chakra. Also very Leo coded, very much, and goes with the self-worth. Believe that you are worthy. Believe that you are capable. Understand that this is your unique path and that life will not be perfect. So lastly, we have patience, which is number 25. This was number 4. The first one was number 9. This one's 25, which is an 8. So patience is patience is surrendering to the now and allowing destiny to unfold at its own pace. If this card has come to you, slow down and enjoy the presence of this moment. Although you have the passion and drive to reach for the moon, you are being asked to take things slower and feel the magic of each step. Each step holds lessons that bring you closer to the divine in you. By being too hasty with an attitude of needing your dreams and goals yesterday, you will miss vital life-changing moments that are meant to enhance, enrich, and transform your soul. When you overlook or dismiss the lessons of each step and race frantically towards your goals, the end result may not always be as you had planned. You may get what you worked for only to lose it as a result of challenging, unforeseen obstacles. Now that you have attained what you've desired, the next step involves striving to keep it. If the lesson in each step was overlooked, the emotional challenges of maintaining this desire will be draining and emotionally overwhelming. Each step brings you lessons such as strength, wisdom, compassion, understanding, and patience, which allow your soul to grow. When these empowering life lessons are missed, you are not equipped to stand strong in the face of adversity. Slow down and let nature's cycle take their course. Trust in divine timing. Take each step one at a time and embrace the beautiful opportunities and gift of understanding that come your way. So this one is associated with the solar plexus and the heart chakra as well. All right, there is definitely some big energy coming up with this full moon. So we had self-worth, believe, and patience for our focuses for this full moon, which I think goes with everything else that was coming up. Very much don't take it personal. The things are happening. There are a lot of lessons being learned right now, a lot of shifts happening, a lot of things pushing you to understand your worth, understand how you can get through this, build your confidence in yourself, build your connection to yourself and your intuition, your faith in yourself, and just in the universe and in your spirit team, spirit guides, whatever you believe in. And yeah, shifting your perspective, understanding that these trying times are not, to hurt you. They're to help you grow. They're to help you expand. They're to help you get curious about why they're coming up, curious about how you can work through them, curious about how you can adapt. So I think I'm going to wrap it there. That feels like a good place to end this reading. So if you liked this, please like, subscribe, comment, whatever you feel called to do. It really helps me grow my channel. And if you would like a personal tarot reading, whether it's about this Leo full moon, or if you have any other questions you want to ask through tarot, my bookings are open through my website in the description. I also sell handcrafted stationery and magically charmed bracelets and stickers and all that other witchy good stuff. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time.